beginning of class. I have two imaginary roots on this one here, right? But there's nothing imaginary or weird about that, right? So the reason why those i's went away is because I had a positive and a negative of the same thing. Is that fair? And I had an I squared when I multiplied it out. And the only way to turn an I into a not I is to square it. Hey, that sounds familiar. What's the only way to turn the square root of 3 into not a square root? Is to square it. Does that make sense? The only thing I can multiply, this is what I'm defining a conjugate is. The only thing I can multiply, that's a B. By an imaginary or irrational number to make it nice. Does that make sense? Well, I was going to put to make it rational or real, but I didn't think I had enough room to write that. Oh, man. To make it, well, there's 4 letters here. Rational and real is a lot more than 4 letters. But irrational numbers are already real. I spelled that wrong. But you guys get it, obviously, right? Make it nice, okay? This is what a conjugate is. A conjugate is when I have a number and I have my first part of the number stays the same, but I make the opposite of sign of the other number. Notice how when I factored this up here, can't you see that we didn't even know what a conjugate was, but that's already a conjugate. A plus B, A minus B. That's the only reason the I went away. Because I add and subtract the same thing to 0 and then multiply the I by itself, which turns the I into a regular 9. Okay? Okay, so first let's just practice writing some conjugates. What's the conjugate of 3 minus 4i? The 3 is the A, the negative 4i is the B. So what's the conjugate? Thank you.
3 plus 4.
3 plus 4? There we go. Good. What's the conjugate of 6 plus 2 root 3? Very good. What's the conjugate of 7i? Very good. The A is like 0 in that case. You guys are doing great. Try D, E, and F real quick while I write something out to show you that I don't care if you write on your paper or not. I just want to show you. So you're trying D, E, and F. Okay, did I give you enough time? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to call 3 random phone pocket numbers to answer this for me. You ready for this? Hooray! All right. Phone pocket number 5. Eva? What'd you get for D?
5 square root 2.
Perfect. Okay. How about phone pocket number 16, Jace?
8 minus 10.
Perfect. And then phone pocket number 33, Elise?
I got 10 minus square root 7.
10.
No, plus.
There we go. I know it's scary when I call on you randomly. Perfect. Okay, good. Now, let me show you what I mean by the I goes away. So you can write this out if you think it'll help. If not, just watch. But I took these two conjugates we talked about and I multiplied them out using my box here, right? What happens to these two 12 i's here? Yeah, because one's negative, one's positive, same thing, right? And 9 minus 16 times, what's I squared again? Negative 1. So it's really like 9 plus 16 or 25. Weird, right? I took these two super complicated complex numbers, but because they were conjugates, they turn into a nice number. That's what I mean when I say the conjugate is the only thing I can multiply a complex number by to make it a nice number. Anything else that I would have multiplied the 3 minus 4i by would have given me a bunch of i's in it and a bunch of stuff that didn't cancel. Okay? Is that making sense? Okay. Now, here's why this matters, okay? We're going to put it all together. Are you ready? You ready to combine all of Unit 1 and all of last time? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are back there, back corner. I heard the nose. Okay? Right, we're ready. If I know that my function has rational coefficients, does that mean when I have my function, it has any i's in it? If my function has rational coefficients, does it have any i's in it? No. Does it have any square roots in it? Okay, can someone raise their hand and remind me what rational means again? I'm getting ready here for my big culmination here. Okay, what does rational mean? I've heard from you, I want a new voice. I need a new voice. Oh my gosh. I've heard from you, Quinn. A new voice, rational. We've been using this word all year so far.
Like a specific number,
It has a specific number. What do you mean? Elaborate.
like pi, it's not.
Okay, pi is just a bunch of random numbers. Well, kind of random. I mean, they're not random at all. But we all agree that they're random, right? But it's like specific, like it ends or there's a pattern. If it's rational, what can I write it as?
Whole number.
Oh, either a whole number or a fraction. Either way, right? So, if I have a polynomial function in standard form, so all the parentheses are gone, right? With rational coefficients. Are any of the coefficients have an I in it? No. Do any of the coefficients have a square root in it? No. Well then, you ready? This is the most important thing. I need 100%. You gotta be with me. Oh, she's ready. You ready? Okay. You ready? Sam, Carlos, you guys ready? Yeah? No? Okay. What do I gotta do to get you ready, Carlos? You ready for my question? No? Okay. All right. You guys ready? I just don't feel like I have enough attention today. And that's why I became a teacher, to get attention.
So true.
Okay? Yeah. Okay, you ready? If I know my coefficients are rational, then even though they told me this is a root and they only told me that, what else do I know must also be a root?
Conjugate?
It's conjugate. Because that's the only way that this square root turns into something with rational coefficients. So even though they only gave me one root, I know this has to be a quadratic with two roots. Did anyone hear that? I was waiting for like a light bulb, anything. Ah, right? Okay. You with me? Oh my gosh, it's like I'm pulling teeth in a dentist's office today in here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Negative square root of 14 is also a root. So again, even though they only gave me the square root of 14, I know that the negative square root of 14 is also a root. So now it asks for the polynomial in factored or standard form. So let's start by putting it into, what is happening? Factored form. So if Square root of 14 is a root. What is its factor? With this first one, the given one. Plus or minus? What?
X minus.
We made all the factors opposite of the roots.
Oh, you're right.
Ugh. And then what's the factor that goes with the negative 14?
Plus. X plus.
Foil them out, either with boxes or a square. And then try B. And I'll come around and walk through both of those.